The Supreme Court today ruled that President Trump's tax returns must be turned over to a House committee. Now, let's bring in attorney for President Trump and senior advisor for MAGA Inc., Alina Habba. Welcome back, Alina. So this came a couple hours ago, came down. So they decided that Trump has to turn over. But will he have to really turn over his tax records, or is there another court date for you?
I'm not handling this. Obviously, I always say that to make clear where I stand on it. But I think the attorneys on this have been doing a good job. Remember, in 2019, they wanted his tax returns, which went back as far as 2013, because that makes a whole lot of sense. There's something called separation of powers in this country, and he is in the executive branch. They had no right to do it. The Supreme Court decision was disappointing. I hope the lawyers treat it appropriately. You know, there is a legal system, and we have to respect the judges and their decisions. And I do respect the Supreme Court. I think his attorneys will have a good handle on it. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, and I guess this is not your avenue, but we're only a few weeks away from the next Congress, at which point the Republicans will get the gavel and they'll likely throw this whole thing out. I wonder if you can kind of slow walk it till then. Listen, this is the way the legal things work. You can comment on that, or we can move on. Let's move on to the special counsel, Jack Smith, that the DOJ has assigned to go after Trump even further. Talk to us what you found out about Jack Smith and his wife.
Jack Smith, who we know is obviously very much leaning left. His wife, we found out today, has been the producer for Michelle Obama's documentary. That is the world that we're in here, folks. That is what they're doing. They try and call a special counsel to have impartiality. Well, there's no impartiality with Donald Trump, I can tell you that right now. And there's definitely no impartiality when it comes to the left-wing Democratic Party. What they are doing is corrupt. What they are doing is intentional. And they are picking people who literally not only support financially the Democrats, but also produce documentaries to inflate and support prior presidents and opponents' wives. I have never seen anything like it, but I have to tell you, this is the gift that keeps on giving. It becomes so obvious to the American people, and I really hope that you're listening, folks. This could be you. I understand Donald Trump sounds amorphous, but it could be you, it could be your brother, it could be your mom. What they are doing is not appropriate. Period, the end. It's not impartial, it's political, and it's a witch hunt.
Can you have this special prosecutor or this counsel thrown out based on a prior bias? I mean, yeah, it's his wife, but for God's sake, she was a Biden donor and produced the Obama's documentaries.
Right. So they'll put them in place, much like we have Mueller or any special counsel. I'll be honest with you, I don't share a concern because I know my client and I know what he has and has not done. And I feel that my client has always handled himself appropriately. And this special counsel will come to the same realization that everybody has done since 2015, which is that they put this in place. They waste taxpayer dollars. We sit back, we cooperate, we coordinate, and then they come up with nothing. That's what keeps happening. Look at how they approached the raid, a complete abuse of power. We've got to just let the American people know. Donald Trump is fighting. He's not fighting for him. He's fighting for you. And he will continue to fight for you. That is what he does. When he fights these ridiculous things, like getting a special counsel whose wife is producing Michelle Obama's documentary, it's almost a blessing in some regard because it's so obvious that it's hard for the American people to disregard. Again, the attorneys will handle it appropriately. We have been handling this since the day he went down that escalator, probably before that, but we'll keep fighting.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. It really is outrageous that someone so biased, with such a biased background, would be assigned to go after not only a former president, but an American citizen, as you point out, Alina. Before we let you go, Donald Trump has been, Elon Musk has invited him back on Twitter. Will Donald Trump come back and tweet on Twitter? And when?
I think if Donald Trump didn't have an extremely successful, Truth Social has been amazing for him and for the American people. And I support Truth Social. I've definitely seen the trolling that happens on Twitter. I think it's unhealthy and it's un-American. I don't really see a purpose for it, to be honest. But that's just as his friend, not his attorney. It's up to him. I'm happy with what Elon Musk is doing and trying to get it a little bit more balanced. But I'll be honest with you, Truth Social is just tremendous. So I won't be switching or really tweeting very much on there, and I highly doubt that he would be getting more active on Twitter.
So we'll take that as a definite maybe out of Alina. he might,
Highly unlikely.
Just have to wait and see. Stay tuned, as they say. Alina, always great having you on. We'll bring you back as things unfold. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Eric.